Welcome back to Dash Explore. I'm Sarah, and today I'm going to be sharing the one souvenir that I buy on every single trip. Now, I know it can be super tempting to go into those shops that sell the socks and the sweatshirts and the hats and the stuffed animals and the postcards and the pencils and all of the things, but if you fall in love with traveling like we did and you end up traveling to multiple places every year, you're gonna end up with a lot of stuff that you really don't need. So the one souvenir that we buy on every single trip that we go on since our first trip together when we first started dating back in 2015 is a keychain or a Christmas ornament. So like I said, we get a keychain or an ornament, and that is because these keychains that we collect go on our Christmas tree every single year. And this tradition actually started, like I said, all the way back in 2015. Andrew and I had just started dating, and we actually ended up going on a lot of trips to a lot of places that year. We did a road trip of the entire East Coast, going from Virginia all the way down to Florida, and then all the way back up to Boston and back. So we spanned the whole East Coast. We went to a ton of places, and we really didn't buy any souvenirs on those trips. So I decided for our 1-year dating anniversary to get Andrew a box of ornaments from all of the places that we went to. And since I didn't actually think to buy a lot of those things while we were on our trip, I ended up having to look at places like eBay and even make some on my own. But we ended up with a bunch of ornaments, and looking back, I am so glad that I gave him this gift, because here we are over 10 years later, and we have grown quite the collection of Christmas ornaments that now we are at the point we have an entire dedicated travel tree for all of our ornaments that we've collected. Now, this tree happens to be the largest tree in our house, and it is a little sparse right now, but as we continue to travel each year and we collect more ornaments, this tree is getting more and more full, and it is so much fun to decorate each year and remember all of the places and adventures that we've been on since Andrew and I have been together. And now this is even more fun because we get to get our girls involved, and it is so fun to watch them look at all the different ornaments and remember all of the things that we've done together as a family. So before we jump into the rest of the video, I actually wanted to show you a couple of the ornaments from our tree because we have some incredible family memories saved just in a couple of keychains. So first of all, there is this one. It says I Heart London, and I love this one because it has Big Ben on it, which was Delaney's hands down favorite part about London. She loved to point out Ben every time we saw it. It also has the London Eye on it, which was Haley's favorite part of the trip. It was like the first thing we did on the trip, and she talked about it nonstop afterwards. It also has the Buckingham Palace guards and a double-decker bus, which we got to see the guards and we got to ride a double-decker bus. So this silly little keychain encompasses our whole trip just all in one. And then there is this one, which we got on our trip to Switzerland just a couple of weeks ago. And I love this one so much because it actually has a funicular on it. This is from Interlaken in Switzerland. The funicular goes up the mountain to Harderholm, which was a restaurant that we had lunch at. It was really cool and had gorgeous views. And then the funicular goes back down. So this one reminds us of the beautiful views, which were the best views we had in Switzerland, but also has like this fun movable piece on something that we actually rode on. So such a cool memory saved right here in keychain. And I'll show you one last one. This is a Boston Red Sox actual Christmas tree ornament. So this one is not a keychain, so we don't just buy keychains, but this is from that first batch of ornaments that I gave Andrew all the way back in 2015. And we went to Boston as part of our 18-day long road trip, and we went to a Boston Red Sox game while we were there. So I figured the most fitting ornament for that trip was to get us a Boston Red Sox ornament. So all kinds of special memories saved on this tree. There are so many more. I could do this for 30 minutes and I know y'all don't care, but it is definitely worth investing in some kind of keepsake, whether that's an ornament or a keychain or something that you'll collect, because the memories that I have when I look at all these ornaments are just absolutely priceless. So now you might be thinking, why keychains instead of Christmas ornaments? And that is for several reasons. First of all, keychains are usually one of the cheaper items that you can find in a souvenir store. And a lot of times just by slapping Christmas ornament on something, it makes it significantly more expensive. So to save money, since we do love to travel so much and we go to a lot of places, we opted for the keychain option because it's generally pretty cheap. Another reason why we pick keychains over Christmas ornaments is because you can generally find keychains pretty much everywhere. They sell them in the airports, they sell them in the souvenir stores, they sell them in gas stations and grocery stores. You can find them almost everywhere. So it is really easy to find keychains, and you don't have to hunt in specific stores for Christmas ornaments because those can be a lot more difficult to find. And the last reason why we tend to pick a keychain over an actual Christmas ornament is because keychains are a lot more sturdy. If you've seen Christmas ornaments, a lot of them are very delicate, very fragile, and if we are traveling, especially from Europe all the way back home, there's a good chance that that ornament's gonna be broken before it even makes it onto our Christmas tree. And keychains are generally made of a hard plastic or some kind of metal, and they're not gonna break when you travel from Europe all the way back home or wherever your travels take you. So we have found the keychains are the best option because they're not gonna break and we know they're gonna make it back home. Also, we have 2 young kids, so the chances of ornaments breaking if they're fragile is very high. So anything that's not gonna be breakable is gonna be the choice for us. So keychains are our preferred souvenir for all the things I've already mentioned, but that doesn't mean we completely nix Christmas ornaments if we find something that we love. Like we have a specific Christmas ornament from a Christmas market in Stuttgart, Germany. We also have this beautiful lace Santa Claus from Burano in Italy because they are known for their lace making, and we found something that was actually Christmassy to put on our trees. So although we do prefer keychains for all the reasons we've already mentioned, that doesn't mean we completely rule out Christmas ornaments if we find something that we love. And I think the final reason why this is my favorite souvenir to buy on every trip that we go on is because it has a specific purpose. It's not a piece of art that we have to find a place for in our house. It's not a pair of socks or a t-shirt that I'll wear a couple of times and then kind of forget about over the years. This is something that we will put out every single year, but it also doesn't have to stay up all year long. So having something that is purposeful and that we have a dedicated space for each year just makes it that much easier to commit to every time we travel. So this is the one souvenir that we buy on every single trip we go on. Like I said, it is such a fun tradition every year to get all of those travel ornaments out, to put them on the tree, especially in a year like this year where we've been to so many new places that we get to add our new ornaments to the tree. And it is just so fun and so special to relive all those special memories and look at them all the time throughout the Christmas season. So that wraps it up for our one souvenir that we get everywhere that we travel. If there's something that you collect everywhere that you go, please leave a comment down below, because I love to hear what other people collect and the things that they look for while they're out traveling, because there are so many cool things that you can find while you're on your trips. And I'm always open to be inspired to looking for other things other places. So if you enjoyed this video, if you could give it a like, we would so appreciate it. And if you want to follow along for more of our family travel tips and family travel adventures, I know 2026 is coming and it is going to be a wonderful year. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can get notified when we post new videos. And you can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Explorer. Thank you so much again for watching today, and we'll catch you in the next one.